Hey!
Me? Now I'm really angry!
Hey! What? That e-handbook is essential to student life here. Crucial, integral, instrumental. A super big deal. There's no way it would break that easily. But it did.
That's impossible!
If I say it wouldn't break, it wouldn't freaking break! It can withstand up to 10 tons of pressure, and it's waterproof up to 100 meters, okay? I don't care how many baseballs you hit it with, it wouldn't do crap! Crap! Good old Ken. Oh, welcome back. Oh, but, even my amazing handbook does have one single weak point. It does?
I can't
But it's a
hear
secret! I wouldn't want you to go breaking any more handbooks. Then Leon must have broken it somehow without realizing what its weakness was, right? Whoa, I almost lost it. I kind of lost it. Hard to say. You know what I think? I think his handbook isn't actually broken.
Well,
But
what?
you might ask, how could that be? Leaving the question hanging in the air, Monokuma disappeared. What just happened? Monokuma said it's not broken, but it's an undeniable fact that it's not turning on.
That's fine.
Well, I don't see any connection to the case, so it doesn't matter for now. You think so? Either way, something about it still bothers me. Okay then, this should be enough to get things rolling. Let's begin our investigation in earnest and track down the culprit. Yeah, we need to find out who killed Chihiro. To be exact, not quite. Huh? Not quite? What do you mean by that, Byakuya? To be exact, not quite. Certainly, I want to reveal Chihiro's killer, but more precisely, I want to discover the true identity of Genocide Jack. Then, you really think... You truly believe Genocide Jack is the one that killed Chihiro?
Don't
Absolutely.
Make me repeat
I have
myself.
no doubt that Genocide Jack is the culprit in this case. That murderous fiend is Genocide Jack, right? There's
What?
nobody else it could be. A murderous fiend who kills again and again using a bizarre and brutal method. They're like a ghost, attacking suddenly, then slipping away before the police can catch up to them. Bye, Cauldron. Best of luck sleeping. And what nickname did the internet give to this mysterious serial killer? Genocide Jack. They say he's killed thousands of people, but that's gotta be an urban legend. Still, could one of us really be a demented, psychotic killer like that? You're not wrong to wonder. But words mean little right now. I have something that'll prove it, and I can show it to you. And I can show you, I mean, goddammit. How are you gonna show me?
Don't make me repeat myself.
Is there really proof? There's somewhere I'd like to take you. This will provide all the evidence you need.
It's all
Evidence
clear
that
now.
Genocide Jack is the one that killed Chihiro. Evidence? Does something like that really... Ah, hey you two! Big trouble! I need your help!
I don't have time to play
We're
with
busy.
you.
Leave us alone.
But
it's an emergency! Emergency! Come on, please, you gotta help me! I think, yeah, I was gonna say, I think Neo meant to say see a call, like Cauldron, but I think his phone, or your phone, I always say his, I'm sorry if you're not a guy. I shouldn't guess people's gender on my own. I think their phone, yeah. I need your help! It's Aegis. What's wrong, Asahina?
please!
This is a serious emergency! Please, please, you gotta help me! Just calm down, okay, Hina? But it's an emergency! An emergency? What happened? Something's wrong with Toko. She's acting super strange. Well, I mean, she was actually pretty strange. She was acting pretty strange earlier, right? What should we do, Byakuya?
Very
Since it's
strange.
Toko, I must admit I'm intrigued. I suppose we can take a second to see what's going on with her. Are you sure?
Don't make me repeat myself.
I didn't expect that. I thought for sure he'd just say no and that'd be the end of it. You're a guy, yes. Okay, so I'm good. I tend to go, this guy, and then I'm like, oh wait, what if it's a girl?
Yeah.
Okay, come on, hurry! Wait for us, Hina.
Let's go.
Looks like she headed to the dorms, to Toko's room, most likely. You're right. It's an emergency, I don't care, we're busy. Pretty much. Hi.
Such
You're talking to the wrong
ignorance.
person, you waste of space. Fuck you. I'm not a guy.
But I'm not a guy though. I'm really not. I promise.
Remember when we used that voice for Sakura because somebody thought that would be a good idea? You guys are too slow. I think you're just too fast. So, what's the emergency? Well, after what happened in the girls' locker room, we left Toko in her room so she could lay down. 冗談です。冗談。After a while, we came back to check on her, you know? See how she was doing, but I just derped. Derp. Derpity derp derp. You know, see how she was doing? But when we did, it was weird. She refused to come out, and she kept saying all this weird stuff. Michael Jordan. There goes my headphones. That was funny. Puns. Weird stuff?
That's
We should
fine.
try talking to her ourselves. Yeah, good idea. Oh, Toko! Ring-a-ding-ding! The door swung open, slowly and silently. You okay, Toko? Holy crap! An aura of negativity flowed out from behind the door, forcing a gasp out of me.
What? Oh, nothing. It's just that, Hina was really worried about you, holding yourself up in your room.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, sure thing. But, could you open up, just for a second?
Won't allow it.
Huh?
I won't let Genocide Jack have control.
And just like that, she slammed the door in my face. What was that? She's been acting like that the whole time. When I rang a little while ago... drive out the killer! Drive out the murderous fiend! It doesn't make any sense, right? I was afraid to leave her in there alone, so I tried to bust down her door. But it felt like something was holding it shut on the other side. I couldn't even budge it. Toko was scared enough to even bar her door? Does she think the same thing as Byakuya? Does she think the serial killer Genocide Jack really murdered Chihiro? Is that why Toko's so scared? Am I gonna keep asking all these questions to myself and no one can answer them because it's all within my own head? Whatever it is, I'm really worried about her. Isn't there anyone who might be able to persuade her? Yes? Hey Byakuya, do you think you could ask her? To come out of her room, I mean.
That's
Sure,
fine.
whatever. Huh? You're gonna talk to her, Byakuya? Wow, I guess you can be nice when you wanna be. Byakuya stood in front of her door, not making a sound, and pressed the doorbell. After a few moments...
What do you want?
Leave me alone! You're all so annoying! Bakula!
It's Byakuya.
Bakula! I'm sorry. I couldn't keep our promise. But don't worry. Never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again! And with that, the door slammed shut.
Even Byakuya couldn't pull it off.
There's nothing else we can do. Let's get back to the investigation. Hold on! Hey Byakuya, what was Toko talking about just now? Bakana! Bakura. Banana! I'm sorry, I had to. Something about a promise?
What?
Oh, I have no idea. Another one of her delusions, I'm sure. But if I say I don't know, that means I don't know. Just let Hina take care of her.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'll stay here and keep an eye on her.
Then, let's go. Without waiting for a reply, Byakuya sped away. You're too slow! Now you gotta imagine... you gotta imagine Byakuya's legs going like Sonic. And... just running out. Oh, you gotta be careful with those. You could seriously... You don't want to ruin your 3DS, you know. Be very careful where you're playing and where your hands are. That sounds suggestive. I'm sorry. Byakuya! And I hurried to catch up. You're too slow! I tried to talk to him several times as we walked, but he didn't even look back, let alone say anything. He just kept on walking toward his destination. I gotta go fast. Finally, his feet... That's Byakuya's dirty secret from Monokuma. He's Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm actually Sonic. Finally, his feet brought him to a stop in front of a certain room. The library? His favorite place. God damn it, stop bringing me to the library. Come on, let's go in. What a nerd. I should save really quick. I haven't saved in a while. I haven't saved since 4:30. It's 5:30. It's been an hour. Holy shit. Stop it. Is the evidence that proves it was Genocide Jack really in the library? Bionic the Hedgehog.
Don't make me repeat
Don't
myself.
make me say it again. If I remember, on the other side of this door, it's the archive, right? Hurry up and go inside. Oh, here?
Let's go.
It'll all make sense once you're inside.
He just wants to trap me in a room, a tiny room,
and confess his love to me. Whoa, there's so many books and files. And so much dust, too.
So,
I would say there's
words,
enough value in this place to endure the dust. Okay? If you pay attention to your surroundings, you're sure to discover the value for yourself. Must-fu-sama, this is Bebe. What am I looking at? There's so many files stuffed onto the shelf. What's in all these things? I ship it, just kidding.
That's enough.
Those documents are dangerous. Dangerous? They detail all the people who control the world from behind the scenes. Dangerous truth for a commoner. You mean like members of the Diet or something? No, I mean the ones with real power. The secret council controlling everything from the shadows. If you're ready to be disappeared... What? If you're ready to be disappeared for it... That's not even... Like, I can understand what he's trying to say, but that's not even proper. Oh, he's so smart. Ultimate asshole, not speak English, not. Take a look. There are some very interesting people in there. You're kidding, right? Am I? I'll just let it go for now. This shelf is stuffed tight with files. Stuffed tight. Without really... thinking about it, I picked one at random. Ah, you have a sharp eye indeed to select that file. Huh? That's
right.
the report on a presidential assassination. The original is kept at the National Library. It won't be declassified for another 30 years. Are you sure you want to look at it now? There's no telling whose crosshairs you might wind up in for peeking at it. Who might wind up in. I read that weird.
Okay, Jonah, no problem. Lurking is fine.
Without making a sound, I return the file to the shelf. Okay, guess what? Instead of playing Let's Look at All the Book, why don't you flip and tell me where to look, Togami? Is it behind you? Is that what you want? There's a ton of thick files stuffed onto the bookshelf. If you're thinking of looking through any of them, let me give you a little warning. Those things are filed with graphic, disturbing photos from all kinds of crime scenes. It's the kind of thing any normal person wouldn't ever want to look at. Be careful. Huh? What do you mean? All those files are affluent progeny. All those files there are investigative reports related to different cold cases. Those are internal documents for police eyes only. They're not the kind of thing you'd expect to leak. Oh? Do you want me to look in a box? In a box. I'm gonna look in the box. There's a wooden box. It's empty. Although, judging by the smudges in the dust, it looks like there was something inside. I wonder what it was. There was an extension cord plugged in there. It proved very useful while I was in the library. An extension cord, huh? They reveal the ones with real power, the secret everything from the shadows. They detail all the people who control... Okay, where's the books? Huh? It's a desk lamp. Oh yeah, it's the same one I saw Byakuya using in the library before.
What?
Do you have a problem with that lamp? Lamp! It was here before, then I moved it over there. It's too dark over there, so I thought I'd put it to good use. So, are you finally beginning to understand the true splendor of this library? No! Why are you making me look at everything before you flip and show me stuff? The entire reason I was interested in the library is because of this room right here.
Interesting.
Sorry. It's home to classified government documents, police records, things no ordinary person would ever see. Isn't it magnificent? Yes, okay, your library collection's cute. Now show me what we came here for. This can't be for real, right?
Such
That's your
ignorance.
that's your guys' problem. You, Byakuya Togami, you just said your guys'. Wow. That's your guys' problem. Anything that doesn't fit into your preconceived reality, you label it a lie. Well, it's not that. It's not like I totally refuse to believe it, but... I mean, there's just so much. How could anyone have put it all together? I suppose it goes to show just how much Hope's Peak truly wields. Or perhaps, the mastermind may have wanted to provide us with enough entertainment to keep us from getting bored. It's no use. I can't keep up with all this. It's just too unreal. What's wrong? You still can't believe it? What about you? How can you believe it so easily? Things like that are usually impossible. What do you mean, usually? Usual? Normal? Ordinary? Simple? Those things don't exist anywhere in the real world.
Hey, Seisoku!
If you don't understand what they actually represent, you don't understand the nature of anything. You don't pull your punches, do you? Besides, what you consider usual is based on your common sense, right? But what makes you think your own common sense applies to me at all? The documents gathered here are genuine. I have reviewed them multiple times, so there's no doubt. Hold on a second. You're saying you've read all these documents, and more than once? But all this has to be like But all this has to be like top secret confidential stuff, right? So why? My family has a reading room just like this at our home. Ours is bigger, of course, and not as dusty. Huh? Members of the Togami family have access to any variety of government-related documents. That includes foreign power as well as domestic. How is that possible? I already told you there's a secret council that controls the world from the shadows. My family is a member of that council. And I have within me the bloodline that will allow me to one day bend the world to my will. But to become such a ruler, I must know all levels of this world backwards and forwards. So whenever I have time, I like to review whatever documents and materials that interest me. Which is why I can proclaim, without a doubt, that the materials gathered here are the real thing. This is beyond believing or not believing. Byakuya is actually starting to scare me more than the actual mastermind. And what always interested me the most were the cold case police investigation reports. Reading through those reports has always been a hobby of mine ever since I was little. That's nice! Oh my god, Togami, you know it'd be great if you flippin' told me what you had me come here for, which was something about Genocide Jack, and not giving me your entire life story when I didn't ask for it yet. You don't even have to give Togami presents. Look at him just spouting about his life. My life's great. I got a library. It's bigger than this. It's bigger than your house. I got all the books. I read all this stuff. Oh, God! It's excellent mental exercise. I've solved more than a few of those cases just by reviewing the reports. Good! Congrats! You want a trophy? And among all those reports, one of my recent favorites is the Genocide Jack case. Oh boy! Relevancy! As he talked, Byakuya grabbed a specific file from the shelf.
That's right.
This is the complete case file. Every single report surrounding the Genocide Jack case has been compiled in here. Because there are so many, allow me to quickly summarize the main points. To begin, there are two notable characteristics in every Genocide Jack murder. The first characteristic is that at every crime scene, the word bloodlust is written in the victim's own blood. And the second is that when the victims are murdered, their bodies are suspended in a certain way. Bloodlust is written in blood and the victim's body is suspended. That's exactly the same as what happened to Chihiro. Save your surprise, the best part is yet to come. For the second characteristic, where the victims are suspended, Ishimaru wouldn't like that. Get it? 'Cause suspension? Get it? No? Okay. The only ones who knew about that particular fact were members of the police and other higher-ups. By all accounts, nobody in the media ever found out. Huh? In other words, no one on the news, no one online, nobody knew about that aspect of the crime. Only key officials and the killer himself knew about this act of mounting the victim. Mounting the victim. Now, if you recall Chihiro's corpse, her body was most certainly mounted in this fashion. So, how could the killer have known about suspending the victim?
That's right.
Oops, I don't know who's talking anymore because there's just so much talking. That's the key question. But in fact, the answer is quite simple.
So
The culprit isn't a copycat killer. It's the real Genocide Jack.
In other words...
That right there is the evidence that Genocide Jack has hidden himself among the rest of us. Then Genocide Jack really is such a brutal, fiendish killer, really is walking around among us?
Interesting.
Things are really starting to get interesting, aren't they? I never imagined a killer with such a reputation would ever become part of our little game. Now, don't you think it would be good for you to take a look at what I've already seen? You might just manage to ferret out a clue or two. If you get down on your knees and beg, I might even show you myself. Are you serious? Are you actually serious, though? Hang on. So much talking. Byakuya, about that Genocide Jack case file. Could you let me see it?
That's
Well,
fine.
you didn't beg, but I guess it's okay this time. Feel free to look at it in here, but you can't take it with you. Byakuya handed me the file, and I flipped through it with tense, nervous fingers. Suddenly, my hand stopped. I had reached the page where photos from the scene of each crime had all been collected. The names of Genocide Jack's victims ran on for several pages. Ken Harada, 32. Tetsuhiro Honda, 17. Shoji Gaku, 23. Kano Issei, 14. Takeshi Yoshida, 30. Komatsu Nataro, Takefumi Gono, Uchida Naohisa, Takeshi Masamune, Yuto Yumejima. There was no end to it. But one thing became perfectly clear as I read. All of the killer's countless victims were killed and suspended in exactly the same way. And at the scene of every murder, the word bloodlust was left in the victim's own blood. Now that I look at the next page, now take a look at the next page, and you'll find another interesting tidbit. The next page. Profiling results? All of the crimes took place either on weekdays at night or during holidays, either day or night. The most common time for the killings to take place was on holidays in the afternoon. Based on these facts, it could be suggested that the suspect may be a student. Evidence suggests that the suspect lingered at the scene, but when they did leave, they were in a panic. Because an eyewitness has never come forward, it's unlikely there was any external reason for this. This confused behavior suggests that the suspect may potentially suffer from dissociative identity disorder.
So, in
The
other
key
words,
point here is that the culprit may well have a split personality. Split personality? Like the kind of thing you see on TV? So I'm part of another totally unbelievable story. But this one is way more unbelievable than anything else up till now. Or maybe it really isn't. I don't know. I feel like my mind is gone now. That took a while.
Let's go.
Alright, we should get going. Huh? Where are we going? Anywhere but here. We finished our business here, haven't we? Wait, Byakuya! Finally getting out of that stuffy archive. As usual, Byakuya turned and left without another word. I hurried out of the library to catch up. My words are being slurred. Well, this is where we part ways. I have some things I need to take care of before the class trial. Huh? Just all of a sudden like that? Come on, enough of your annoying misapprehensions. Did you really think we'd be together the whole time? Take responsibility for yourself and do something useful. Move the investigation forward on your own. Well, goodbye. Just like that, he was gone. Just as quickly as he'd asked me to join him, he cut me off. In the end, I felt like I was just some plaything getting tossed around. At the same time, I'd uncovered some really important clues thanks to him. Genocide Jack. He's the one that killed Chihiro. And that murderous fiend is one of us. But who is it? I have to find that out no matter what it takes. And to do that, there's somewhere I have to go. To investigate one more time. I have to go back to the crime scene, the girls' locker room. I should check the boys' locker room too. And the others might have come up with some info I might find useful while I'm at it. I need to find out everything I can. That's a really long scene, yeah, seriously. I got a bit overwhelmed there. I'm gonna have to grab another drink soon. Ding ding ding! Hifumi has discovered evidence revealing the identity of the culprit.
I feel as if...
Another stat increase for me. Evidence? What did you find? I cannot reveal that just yet. But I guarantee that what I found will steal the killer's breath with his lungs. Are you sure about that? Oh yeah, Miss Ludenberg said she'd witnessed something worthwhile, too. Really? What did she see? She refused to tell me. It's like when a girl bullies the boy she likes, right? Right? Okay, so where's Celeste now? The warehouse by the dorms. She was there, but at the same time, not there. What's it gonna be? Okay, well, since I'm here, I'm actually gonna just check the rocker rooms.
Well, locker room.
Can't believe I said Rocka. Wait, this is the guy's change room. That's a strange stain on the carpet. What is it? Huh, this poster. It's a popular boy band called Tornado. Somehow it doesn't quite seem to fit in the boys' locker room.
The rocker room, though, Neil. The rocker room. Ugh.
It's the bloodstained poster. The blood is the most noteworthy part, but the big-breasted swimsuit model is pretty noticeable, too. A girl's locker room doesn't seem like the kind of place you'd find something like this. Oh, but wait, that reminds me. The poster in the other locker room is...
Hey, Stony.
That's right, there's definitely something strange about this. In the boys' locker room, there's a poster of a popular boy band. In the girls' locker room, there's a poster of a big-breasted swimsuit model. The posters have been switched? If they were, why? What reason would anyone have? Maybe I should talk to someone who knows a little more about the locker rooms.
Like Sakura?
You spend a lot of time exercising in the girls' locker room, right, Sakura?
Of course.
I've used it nearly every day since it opened up. Sometimes Hina and I use it together. Okay, then let me ask you something. Do you think the posters in the boys' and girls' locker rooms could have been switched? Sorry, I can't really say. I never really paid any attention to the posters. I see. But there is something that's been bothering me about the locker room. You see, I like to drink a little protein coffee every time I finish exercising. We have protein coffee? In the warehouse. It's not the highest quality, but I don't have a lot of other options. Derp. I mix protein powder with coffee and down a glass of it after exercising. Anyways, the other day I spilled some on the carpet in the girls' locker room, and it left a stain. A stain? But I don't see the stain on the carpet now. Exactly. I noticed it earlier. The stain has disappeared. I can only assume someone came along and cleaned it up. But still, isn't it unusually clean? As if there was never a stain here to begin with. Maybe they used, like, those special ones that you find on TV and shit. Hey Kyoko, have you made any progress on your investigation?
Indeed.
Generally speaking.
However,
But I have to get going. I have something unrelated to take care of. Something besides the investigation? What is it? Nothing you
Well.
need to worry about. Just concentrate on the murder. But before I go,
then.
let me give you one piece of advice. You should examine Chihiro's body one more time, thoroughly. Also, her handbook is missing. You might want to determine the whereabouts.
Goodbye.
That's it. I'll be praying for your success. Or prying. With that, Kyoko turned and left the girls' locker room. I guess I'll take another look at the body then. And Chihiro's handbook is missing? That's definitely worth worrying about. I read this already. Kyoko said I should examine the body one more time. I know she said thoroughly, but I do have my limits. Well, I'd better give it a shot anyway. Let's see. Chihiro's hands are bound with what looks like some kind of rope. The rope was used to prop her up in a kind of crucifix position. Huh? This rope has a plug? Wait, so then this isn't a rope at all. But the more I think about it, the more that's not the only thing that concerns me. Chihiro's fatal injury was the blow to the head, which means someone struck her in the head in order to kill her. That's right. There's the issue of her being suspended and the fatal blow. At first, I didn't see any reason to think too much about either of them. But seeing them again after looking through this Genocide Jack file, something's not quite right. What does this all mean? Well, the one thing most likely to tie all these mysteries together is the true nature of the rope that was used to suspend Chihiro. And to figure that out, there's a certain place I need to revisit and look over again. Plus, it might help to look at the Genocide Jack case file one more time. But we also need to go see Celeste, who is in the warehouse, so maybe we should pop in there really quick. Celeste, what are you doing here?
This warehouse is amazing. It has absolutely everything one might need to live a full life. From food to clothes to towels, there's an endless supply to choose from.
I see that, but have you found anything related to the case?
I knew you were going to ask me that. I thought talking about the warehouse itself might misdirect you, but I see it was pointless.
Then you did find something?
Very well. I will tell you, and only you.
Actually,
Last night, I saw her here. Chihiro was in the warehouse.
What? Really?
indeed.
This was right before nighttime.
What are you doing out this late?
Oh, I was just...
Are you planning to go exercise, perhaps?
What? How did you know?
Because I can see a blue track jacket sticking out of that duffel bag you're carrying.
Oh, you're right. Thanks. Well, I'd better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone. I
Yes,
assumed she was
indeed.
merely stocking up to go exercise in the morning, but it would appear she ignored the nighttime rule and headed directly to the girls' locker room. If she hadn't broken our rule, none of this ever would have happened. You get what you deserve, I suppose.
So apparently, she went to the girls' locker room late at night in order to exercise without anyone knowing. But the strange thing is, there was no trace of the track jacket or duffel bag Celeste said she saw Chihiro carrying, which would mean the killer would have gotten rid of it somehow.
And now we need to go...
Huh? The dining hall? I already forget where I had to go. Oh, Hina, how's Toko doing?
Same as before. She won't come out and she just keeps on mumbling something about Genocide Jack. So I just left her there.
You left her?
My head was all swimmy and I was getting pretty hungry. Oh, but don't worry, I'm gonna head back as soon as I'm done eating. Toko's not exactly pleasant, but I'm still worried about her.
Speaking of which, what are you eating?
A donut, of course.
Of course.
There are two things I'm sure God created. Outer space and donuts.
Really?
I bet Chihiro would have liked to eat more donuts. Maybe that was her one big regret. Oh, I should have tried to spend more time with her.
Come to think of it, who did she spend time with?
Yeah, she was a little bit strange. Didn't really hang out with the other girls much. It was like she was trying to keep her distance from us.
Actually, Sakura said something similar. She said that even though you and her invited Chihiro to exercise with you, she always refused.
Yeah,
Yep,
totally.
it's true. And it wasn't just us either. It was like she stayed away from all the girls.
Was she just shy?
I don't know, she talked to the boys all the time. Isn't it kind of weird to be shy around your own sex but totally fine with the opposite sex? Oh, wait! Maybe she was used to guys spoiling her. The law says you can't judge a book by its cover, right?
You think so? I never really saw her as that kind of girl.
I remember where we have to go. We have to go to the library. Wow, it's already 6 o'clock. And we're still not done.
We haven't even gotten to the trial yet.
Wow! Hey, Marsh.
Oh wait,
Maybe I should check that lamp. I don't know. Looks fine though.
no clue. The lamp won't turn on. Oh, I see, it's not plugged in. The lamp's cord isn't long enough to reach the outlet from here. But last time I saw it, it was definitely on. And it was definitely right here. Oh, that's right. Byakuya was using an extension cord. This game is long. We're on one part of a chapter. It's not... Yeah, this is only the second chapter. So yeah, it's really long, but if you think this is the entire game, oh man. Sadly mistaken, my friend. I wonder if... I guess when you're reading it, there's a lot of text, right? Like when you're speaking, that... I don't know. It does seem really lengthy, though. Let's take a look at that file again. That's not what I want to see. Is it here? Where is it? I want to take another look at Genocide Jack's case file. I think we're getting close to the trial, though. I know it was around here somewhere. Huh? It's gone! Did someone take it out of the archive? But the only one who would do something like that... I can't think of anyone but Byakuya. Yep. I was right. Here we go. Trial time.
I'm getting tired of waiting. Shall we just plunge right in? It's the moment you've all been waiting for! The class trial! You remember where to meet, right?
I'm still at the same place I was before. I'm still at the first labyrinth.
Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon!
Finally, trial time!
Begin the class trial, or... It's about to begin.
What? What was that about, Naegi? But I was gonna say, the fact that the game is long, I actually like it, because it doesn't feel like, It's actually, the whole thing's really good, so...
The red door is right through here.
Yes, it is. Aw, sorry, Val. I'm sorry you're gonna miss Paper Mario. I'll be starting it after dinner, I guess, or whenever we finish up here.
Ahem! So, is everyone ready to... What? Am I blind, or are we missing someone?
Yo.
Yeah, Toko's not here.
And Toko is...
You really don't remember?
Kidding! I'm just kidding. How could I forget that little nut job? She's a crucial part of the class trial this time.
What are you
Okie
gonna
dokie!
do?
I'll go ahead and drag her out here, kicking and screaming. Just one moment, please.
And just like that, and just like he said, a few minutes later, he reappeared, dragging Toko behind him.
It's a good long game, exactly.
I told him I didn't want to, but he forced me. I can't believe you drag a girl around. Terrible! You're terrible!
Phew! So now everyone's here, right? Okay then, hustle onto the elevator and let's get this show on the road. I'll see you guys down there.
So,
Let's
shall
go.
we get going? It's time to find out who killed Chihiro. Chihiro Fujisaki. She was so gentle, so calm and meek. Nobody had any problems with her. Someone made the choice to kill a girl like that. And that murderer is one of us. Someone standing right here. Let's talk to everyone. You ready? We doing this? I will uncover the villain who performed such heinous acts on a weaker individual. I don't know why the killer did what they did, but I'm sure it'll work itself out. Justice always prevails, right, bro?
Oh, Kyoko's hidden.
Shall we
Shall
go?
we begin?
Miss Fujisaki, I must admit, for being 3D, she was quite remarkable. Of course, just the idea of 3D makes me cringe.
Thank you.
Hey,
Fucking
come
Toko,
on.
man. What's got her so worked up?
There is something odd about Toko's behavior. I do not think mere shock is enough to explain it. I guess I wasn't much help at all on this one.
I gave you plenty to work with. Show us how far your logic can take you.
Let's go.
We have no choice, right? We have to do this.
It's
Yes.
true.
I gave a small nod in reply. With one last deep breath, I walked toward the elevator on shaky legs. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. My heart is standing up. It's got legs. As soon as everyone was on, the elevator began to descend. I couldn't get a handle on my emotions. Couldn't stop speculating. The steel box sank with heavy clunking sounds deeper and deeper into the ground. And as we went deeper, the uneasiness in my heart grew bigger and bigger. The elevator was unaffected, however, and continued to descend without hesitation, until finally, it came to a sudden stop.
What do you think? I redecorated. Isn't it so fresh? Isn't it so exciting?
Don't waste our time with stupid questions. Let's get this over with.
Good. You're rip-raring to go. Gotta say, I don't hate it. Not at all.
Well,
Okay then, let's get this show on the road.
thrills, chills,
Everyone,
chills!
please find your assigned seats.
And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith. Naegi, stop it. A deadly class trial. A diddly-daddly doodly. Every time he says a deadly, it makes me think of like Flanders or something from The Simpsons. And then I just think, a diddly-daddly! I'm like, yeah, thank you, Naegi.
Trial starting, which will give me a break from reading. I mostly just gotta sit there and listen to them talk. But I'll be right back really quick. I think I'm gonna grab another drink while I'm at it. 'Cause I'm gonna need it. sorry I'm back. I'm sorry. I brought my cat with me. My cat's here. Hi, kitty. Kitty! Come here, kitty. Come here, kitty. I don't know if I got any skills.
I don't think I did.
No, I didn't get any more. Thank you. Sorry I took long. Put the kitty here. It's because the kitty was following me. Right, kitty?
I know, kitty. I know.
Are you ready? We're gonna find a murderer. Okay, cat. Okay, kit. He's kit. Very good.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick
I have
the
a dog
wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
Too bad you can't have both.
Okay, then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
Okay. First, we have to make clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow. Bro. The fatal bro.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Interesting. That certainly would make for a powerful weapon.
Or Chihiro.
Okay. The weapon had to have been at the scene of the crime. There was something with a blood stain on it. Yeah, we know.
Chihiro's fatal. It appears it was according to the Monokuma file. What kind of blunt instrument?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Oh, almost missed it!
No, it's wrong! Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell, found at the scene of the crime? It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You looked at her head wound?
Yay! That's so creepy!
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
Genocide Jack, the fiendish serial killer. Did he really kill Chihiro? A new element's been added to non-stop debates. Sure. For this debate, lines of white noise... Ooh, I've never dealt with white noise before, so this will be interesting. Your truth billets, wow, will disappear if they hit these lines, so think of them as obstacles. But there's a way to keep this white noise from getting in your way. Press the X button to attach the silencer, which you can use to shoot down the white noise. However, if you shoot an actual remark with your silencer instead of the white noise, the time limit will decrease. You can also shoot down white noise. No, you can't. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, white noise won't appear at all, in which case you are. Are they? I'm scared for Dangan Ronpa 2 then.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on! There's just no proof for it.
Hey, so, speaking of Genocide Jack, I don't know who that is!
I see. The thing that Byakuya showed me in the archive. One look at that and anyone would be convinced. It shows that this was the work of Genocide Jack. Alright, let's do this.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on! There's just no proof for it.
Ooh, almost got it.
No, that's wrong.
It's kind of scary.
Scary!
I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library.
I like what they say, though. It's pretty funny. Like, Togami's is just like, I'm like, what are you chuckling about, you asshole?
I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth, so let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
No. It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
Tell them, Naegi. The other characteristic of every Genocide Jack case, which the world at large doesn't know. If I'm not mistaken, it has to do with the positioning of the body.
I got it! Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer,
bye, Marsh.
The only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes. In fact, it's Toko.
What?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
You lie!
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has, like, bloodophobia or whatever,
Bloodophobia.
remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer